Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Over the last couple of weeks, what we've been talking about is how to uh, navigate out of your old life, how to uh, understand what you don't want anymore. We had you make a list of what you don't want anymore, and then we ask you to let it go. And we talked about how do we do that? How do we let go of our trauma and our drama and the appearance of our life? Because remember, we talked about no two things being in the same place at the same time. So you have to let go in order to receive. Well, we had some really positive emails, and I thank you very much for this. Now, this is last week we talked about putting your stuff that's the new life you want into that space. Here's the difficult part about doing that. It's called holding the intention. You got that? Holding the intention. In the moment, so many people say, I've got it, I'm going to be changing, and I'm clearing my space, and here's the new things I want to feel the energy of in my new life. And then they set off on their journey, and then the phone rings. And there's a phone call from a parent or a friend, and the mind starts to get engaged with the old drama, with the old problems. This is really devastating if you allow it, because what the mind is actually trying to do is take you back to where it was comfortable, not to the unknown that it's not certain of and it may not have control over. It wants to return you again to the old life, which it knew well. But remember, it was that mind chatter that caused all the pain and the suffering in your life. So this is a time to say, you know what? My resolve is so strong I have no intentions of going backwards in order to go forwards. So this today is about learning how to hold your intention. Alfred, you have some meditation exercises or some meditation exercises about holding your intention, don't you?
Many, many. But let's start off on a theoretical basis and let you know what happens is when you finally set your intention to move forward, what is left of your ego is going to fight harder for survival. It will start harassing you more. It will speak louder, and you're going to tell us, if I'm doing this right, why is my mind chatter
Mm-hmm.
getting stronger?
And the fear will grow stronger.
A fear will grow stronger.
Absolutely.
Your mind chatter will go from talking to you to screaming at you. Okay? This is normal. It's okay.
Absolutely normal.
It's absolutely normal that,
Maybe bring a little humor into it. This
yeah,
is what I
bring a little
recommend.
humor, and we like to say treat it as a spoiled child.
Like, oh, there it goes
Okay,
again.
what happens when you try to take a toy away from a spoiled child? It's
Tantrum.
going to scream at you, but you have to be the parent here. This is who's in charge. This is the spoiled parent. Okay, and be consistent. And eventually, the spoiled child stops kicking and screaming. Eventually, the worst thing you can do is let it have its own way and
Absolutely.
realize if it kicks and screams, oh, that's how I can get my own way.
Yeah.
You have to be consistent.
And boy, is that ever the truth. You must be consistent in your intention to change your behavioral patterns. Excuse me. You have to understand that it's the job of the mind to try to return you to the old way of being. You come in and you talk to your heart and you say, we must reinforce our resolve. Reinforce our resolve into the new beginning. You can just hear that uh, mind chatter pulling at you when you say that. It's just going to pull at you and pull it. We like to say about 2 weeks if you work diligently on it, then it begins to calm down. But any change to the mind is a threat. So when your heart mind set out for a new beginning, you're really notifying the fear and the mind chatter that it's no longer necessary. And that's when it goes to war. And that's when it starts throwing its temper tantrum, like Alfred said. And but remember, just as the parent has control over the child, you have control over the temper tantrum your own mind is is bringing up, and it will flood you. Alfred, you've seen this before, where it just floods you overwhelming amount of stuff that could happen, that might happen. You're going to lose your job. You're going to get cancer. You're going to get pneumonia. Who knows, a car crash. And it just throws everything it can at you. And if you just say, I give you no more space here. I'm in a new resolve for a peaceful approach to my new life. And you reinforce that every day. I'm in a peaceful place in my new approach to my new life. And you just keep reinforcing it and reinforcing it. Then, after a bit, it becomes automatic. Okay? Alfred, you had that experience, didn't you?
Yes. So the first topic we're talking about in summary is really about being consistent in fighting it, being consistent in your resolve, being consistent in your determination, being consistent in your intention. Okay, to go to that place that you don't know, to go to that place that you don't understand.
You know, Alfred, how many times do we say, my intention is to do this, and I set my intention, and before we know it, without even seeing it, the mind has literally pulled us back into the old behavior.
Yes.